Hello, my name is Ms. Cled. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today I'm going to quickly talk about the Urban Agriculture Project. For AP, you will be having a couple more questions and a little bit more answers to ask or to be asked from you guys. There's three different parts to this. You have the pre-planning projects questions like what is GMOs, how does it help with crop productions. You need to give me about 5 to 8 sentences. For my regular environmental science class, you're going to have something similar to this, maybe a couple questions off from it. However, you are going to be having like questions like how can pollution, soil, water, air affect on what you grow or raise? Give me some different effects or different types that would affect the urban agriculture. Must give me details. Again, answer these questions like desertification, like how can desertification can impact you guys, like how can it impact us, how can it impact other places in the world that live in urban areas. Tell me the difference, like what is traditional agriculture, industrialized agriculture, what is organic agriculture, what kind of agriculture you think urban agriculture will be and why. Is it going to be traditional, industrialized, or organic? Please give me details. How can this help remediate food scarcity? Like, how can urban agriculture help with food scarcity and such? What is food insecurity? What is food scarcity? How is this a problem? Does this affect us in the community? How can growing gardens help battle food insecurity and support our communities, especially with climate change happening? Part two, you're going to be picking a project or picking a type of urban agriculture. And the 7 different kinds are aquaponics, urban beekeeping, greenhouses, animal husbandry, rooftop gardening, street landscaping, and backyard garden. You have to define it. Give me the tools, plants, and animals, or both, that are needed. What are the supplies needed for the plants to grow? Give me the 5 organisms. So, for example, if you pick aquaponics, animal husbandry, or urban beekeeping, you need to at least name 3 types of plants that you are growing to help support your animals that you're taking care of. And then this is where it gets to finding the details and such. So based on number 1, whatever you put for number 1, you put that down here for plant and or animal. And with this being said, if it's a plant, you're going to answer only the plant questions. Animal questions can be gone. It can be erased. If you picked an animal, then all you have to answer is just the animal questions. I am telling you guys now, you need to do this separately. So whatever you put for 1, you put down for animal, plant for 1. Whatever you put down for 2, you put that here for number 2. What you put down for number 3, you put that down for number 3 for animals and plants. Each plant and or animal, or basically overall just whatever species you picked, must have its own box. If you try putting it all together, points will be deducted. You must also give me the websites as to where you got your information from. Not doing so will result in loss of points. Let's see, going on down, you only need 5. Then you need to answer the questions. What is composting? Will you put compost in yours? How often will you take care of it? What is irrigation? Is there any buildings that you're going to be using? Will you have a greenhouse? If not, will you have a shed? If yes or no, just you're going to have to tell me, and if so, how big. Remember, this is based on 50 feet by 50 feet. So it's not that big. So make sure that whatever you're choosing to do is relatively easy to be done. It's relatively easy that whatever building is in there does not take up the whole entire thing. If you pick greenhouse, then that's already in its own building. You need to pick 2 positives and 2 negatives on the urban agriculture that you picked. So, for example, if you picked urban beekeeping, you need to say like, okay, positive, we got honeys that are being produced in the city. More plants are being pollinated. But the negatives are going to be, for example, negatives for urban beekeeping is the maintenance care in the city is a little bit more on the expensive side. The possibilities of these bees swarming to another place and leaving that hive is very high. But it's the same thing as if it was out in the regular countryside. Then did you outline everything in your urban agriculture for part 3, which is down here? Neatness, key to your outline. Did you answer all the questions to parts 1 and 2? And did you add the websites to your sources? Again, these are based on the total amount of points. Now, the question is, like, do you think this can be done to the city nearest you? So for us, could this be possible for whatever city you're closest to or wherever we're at? Do you think what do you need? What are the steps needed to turn this plan into reality for that city? How can this help land issues in our community, in our environment? And just give me your honest opinion on what you think. And you need to give me details as to how would you present this to the city council. Give me details, give me steps on how you would be saying, like, hey, let's bring this in. Here's what we need to do. Bada bing, bada boom. Give me the details as to how you're going to do it. I want details. And then the last part you need to do is that you need to create your own urban agriculture. This is basically by 50 feet by 50 feet. You're going to click here and you are going to copy. I will change that here in a second, but you will need to get a copy access to that. And you're going to outline what your urban agriculture is going to be like. So here's what an example that I've done. So my urban agriculture project that I picked was a backyard garden. This is just to show you guys as to you need to answer these questions first. My project was backyard garden. So I'm trying to move this, but okay. So what it is I gave the information as to what a backyard garden is. As you can see, I did put the links in so that way you can see and I can see. What tools are needed for the plants, animals, or both? I named the 5, along with supplies that are needed to help the plants to grow. My 5 organisms that I picked were strawberries, blueberries, pumpkins, elderberries, and mint. And in each one, like I have one for strawberries, like my number 1, going back to it, my number 1 was strawberries. And I gave all the information to strawberries. I even put pictures in, which let me tell you, put pictures in to help so that way if somebody who has never ever seen a fruit or a veggie or animal before in their life, put pictures in to help increase the details into your project. My number 2 was a blueberry plant. Going back, I have blueberries down. The blueberries, I put the pictures down, what to look for, giving the answers as to how to grow these and where to grow them. Same with pumpkins. I've also put all of the websites down and the pictures. And as you can see, I've already started covering up the animal questions only because I only did plants. If you picked an animal, you are more than welcome to put pictures on top of where the plant questions are and just answer only the animal questions. But again, all plants and animals need to have their own boxes. Otherwise, it gets too chaotic and you can lose points. Plants, again, I put pictures down of what a mint looks like. You have questions to answer on the composting and irrigations along with buildings, and you need to pick your own 2 positives and 2 negatives on urban agriculture that you picked. Do the reflection. Here is my outline showing off as to where all the places are going to be. I'm going to get rid of my picture for a second. But anywho, I have laid out within a 50-foot by 50-foot where my mint, my strawberries, where the shed and greenhouse are going to be, the elderberries, the pumpkins, and the blueberries are going to be growing. I've done everything that was asked. I did the outline. It was nice and neat. I have a key. It's part of it. Did I answer all the questions? That is based on you guys and my websites. I did add all the sources into it. Okay. And that is all about the Urban Agriculture Project. I do expect this at the due date. You will be given time a little bit in class, and you have to, whatever you do not finish needs to be completed outside of class. And as always, if you have any questions, come see me. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day. Bye.